this is Barbara at Sunshine Au Pair, and we're here today with our top tips for first-time hosts when considering if the program is for you or not. And I'd like to introduce Linda, who is a 4-times host mom and moderator of the highly regarded Au Pair in the Netherlands Facebook group, and also a regular advisor for the Au Pair Info website. So thank you very much for joining today, Linda, with your top tips.
Thank you, Barbara. Well, first tip I have is the costs. It's about the cost. It's not as cheap as you think. A lot of hosts think like, oh, it's only maximum 340 euros a month. That's super cheap. But actually, there is more money you need to spend to even host an au pair. So you need to think about the agency fee. An agency is mandatory in the Netherlands, and you also need to think about an agency that is IND approved. Those are the only agencies to work with in the Netherlands and get you a visa for your au pair and also an au pair contract. In some cases, you need to think about flight tickets, but also your au pair needs to have insurance. You have household bills, the pocket money, what I mentioned before, and also perks such as a transport card. Language courses, and also like if you want to have your au pair on a holiday with you. So it all adds up, but still you need to think about this before you are thinking about considering even joining the au pair program.
True.
My second tip is privacy. Be prepared to have somebody sharing your home as an equal. Because if you cannot share your home, then you have a really hard time. Like what I was doing before, sometimes running around my house naked to get some clothes or whatever, you cannot do that anymore. So if that's a really big thing for you, don't choose the au pair program. And the au pair will be around in your house 24/7. She lives in your house. She is a new family member. So it's not a visitor.
True.
And then the third tip for me is consider how many hours of support you need. The au pair program in the Netherlands is for 30 hours of combined childcare and household tasks. So if you need more hours, you also need a second solution or maybe a third solution, but you cannot only rely on your au pair. So think about that upfront. And my fourth and last tip for today, consider how long it will take to arrange an au pair. There are a lot of steps and a lot of paperwork. So don't think your au pair will be there in 3 weeks. Just think about 3 months. So plan up front and be prepared to have a lot of work up front. So
absolutely.
I hope these tips will help.
I'm sure they will, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing those today. Thank you.
Thank you.
One final thing to be aware of when deciding if an au pair is for you is that it is a cultural exchange programme, so you should be prepared to fulfil that part of the exchange by showing the au pair the local culture as well as being a part of your family's culture. In addition, an au pair has a lot to bring to your family in terms of language and cultural exposure. Many of our au pairs at Sunshine are graduates and have a wealth of life experiences that they can share to enrich your family's lives. So, if you consider yourselves an open-minded family who's ready to learn as well as to teach, then the au pair program could be very interesting for you. We hope that all these tips will be useful to you in your considerations as you decide whether or not the au pair program is the best fit for your family. There's certainly a lot to think about, but as an agency, we're also here to talk things through and offer advice whenever necessary. Thanks very much for listening today.
Thank you.